Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. It's going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So we're going to do a guide today on the new free epic that's due to come out very soon. Or it's already in the game, but it's going to be the free 150-day epic for anyone who's been playing this game for a while. So what we've got here, 6 more days until you're due to get this champion. I am going to jump onto Orcanus' account. Orcanus is one of the mods in my Discord server. If you guys want to come and join the server, links are in every video description. There's like 6,000 of us in this server, so pretty cool environment just to get some extra tips about your accounts. So Orcanus pulled this champion in a sort of standard like shard pool. So this is before he's come out as a freebie, and let's have a look into him. So his affinity is magic. And everything about his kit feels like it should be Fire Knights. So let's go into it, which is not great because Fire Knight 20 is negative affinity for this magic. But there you go. What's he got then? He's got an A1, which hits twice. Good for Fire Knights. An extra hit if there's already a heal reduction in play. An extra 2 hits if that heal reduction is the big version. So this is brilliant for Fire Knights. As I say, it just doesn't really stack up with his kit. Or his affinity, sorry. He's got an A2 then that attacks 1 time, but booked up 100% chance to put decreased speed on. Also decreases the target's turn meter by 20% if the decreased speed debuff is placed. So really good, dropping that turn meter, decreased speed, going to be decent for spiders, going to be decent for Fire Knights. And then he's got this A3, which again screams Fire Knights. Reflect damage, continuous heal. Reflect damage basically gives you the chance to blow through a number of elements of that shield. If I consider his kit, it doesn't feel like this kit is for anywhere else than Fire Knights. Maybe spiders, maybe, but not really. Dragons, his kit's not going to really activate on dragons. You can't get this to work on dragon. You cannot get heal reduction on spider, so that's not going to work. Reflect damage doesn't really do anything in any content apart from Fire Knights and maybe Arena. So maybe we'd get some Arena work going on here, but pretty much his whole kit is based around Fire Knights. Let's see what the reviews say so far. Yeah, Fire Knights, Faction Wars, okay. Maybe there's something to say he's a 4 in Faction Wars. Definitely a 5 for Fire Knights. Everywhere else though, guys, look at this. Pretty low, and I would agree with that. I'd say you're lucky if you're pushing past a 3 on most of these things. Clan Boss 3.4. I don't know who's smoking what, but that is definitely not a 3.4 kit for Clan Boss. Arena, I can't see it. So generally, I'd say his kit is kind of weak, but for Fire Knights, it's definitely strong. So that's where we're going to show him. We've done his masteries up then, so we've done a kind of standard War Master build for dungeon content or Clan Boss. I can't see him being used in Clan Boss though, so this is mainly a dungeon build for us here. I've got the accuracy up so that we can run him for dungeons and get that decreased speed off. We've also got Evil Eye, which is going to go really well with that A2 and his general kit, so dropping turn meter. And I've built him then in some decent gear here from Orcanus. So we've got 200 odd speed, 193 accuracy to land that debuff, an okay amount of crit, okay amount of crit damage. The rest of his kit is kind of built to make him stay alive because he's going to be the wrong affinity for Fire Knights, as we've spoken about. 4-piece Immortal, 2-piece speed. We've got accuracy on that banner. I have tried to go HP on the chest, crit on the gloves, and then speed on the boots. And I've been looking for sub-stats in accuracy, basically. So let's take him into the Fire Knights then and see what he can do. Can we keep him alive? Is he going to be useful here? So I'm going to run Orcanus' normal team, but going to throw him in as the extra. He will be the target here. He's going to be a target for the mobs. There's an argument to say you might want to run somebody else. Somebody else who's going to soak up some damage for him. So maybe a Longbeard or an Oltan or someone with better base defense. Even an Apothecary does well here. You could run Apothecary in that spot to try and soak up more damage than this guy, because this guy's harder to keep alive than Apothecary is. But we're going to, because it's not my account, we're going to run the team that was already there, see him in action, and kind of see what we think, really. I don't expect him to hit hard. That's not what he's going to be built for. It'd be interesting to see what his multipliers are like. But here we go. His first thing he does actually is the reflect damage, which is interesting because we don't really need it at that point, and it doesn't do a lot for mob parts of the fights. Obviously, the rest of the team is good here. 5k hits on his A1, I think that was. So nothing special in terms of multipliers. We haven't built him for damage, but still nothing special there going on for damage. So I guess that's a shame. It just kind of rams home that I can't see where else he's going to be useful for. But the rest of the team here is good to get us through waves, so that's fine. When he comes into his own, is actually on the boss. He's a bit like Allure. Allure through waves is going to be okay, nothing special. When she gets through to the boss, she's going to be excellent. So if somebody is struggling to deal with the Fire Knight, then he can definitely be a useful champion for you. But honestly, I think he's one of the weaker epics they've released recently. So it's a shame that he's kind of weak and he's the freebie. I can't see that. I don't think I would go out of my way to build him up. Unless you are struggling for a team to get yourself up to kind of level 20 Fire Knight and you're working on champions, and if you're completely free to play, then maybe he's going to be pretty good for you. But he's definitely not going to be someone that you can use across the board in a load of different content and do a good job for you. Also, being the weak affinity here on Fire Knight 20 means that he's going to get those weak hits where you might want that decreased speed to come in. He will be able to still place his reflect damage up, so that's going to go on. The affinity means nothing there because you're tossing that on yourself. That's going to be useful. But already, even with a high HP pool, he's still getting targeted here. So yeah, you probably would want somebody else, maybe a Tyrell or somebody else, blue affinity with him, that's going to be the one that soaks up the damage. If you don't have a team, obviously this team is strong. This team's a strong team that's going to get us there, but not everyone's going to have this kind of backup of legendaries that we've got here. But quite honestly, I mean, I'm not seeing him bring in that much right now. Here we go again, reflect damage and the heal. The heal's nice, actually. Continuous heal is always going to be useful, getting yourself through the waves. I would rather he bought some sort of shield instead of a heal. Just a slightly different kind of mechanic that perhaps gives you a bit more security getting through waves. The reflect damage really does very little in this game, apart from PvP content and apart from breaking a shield. I wish actually they'd just ramp up that reflect damage a bit, so that it was a bit more useful. But yeah, I mean, we're going to get through to the boss, so about 3 minutes 20, which is not bad. We get the decreased speed off there. Decreased speed's a useful debuff. Why not give him a decreased speed AoE? Give him something that's just a bit more useful. So we're on to the main boss then. That's the point where we would have liked the shield. We do get a free hit A1 off there. There's the reflect damage, so we should see this shield drop nicely. See that shield's going to drop straight down to 5. Makes it much easier to break through. That's what the reflect damage is good for. And then we're straight onto the boss now with damage. We should get a chance to decrease speed. We got it. We also decreased a bit of turn meter. So all of that is good, yeah? All of that's good. If they'd made him Spirit Affinity, then I totally get it. But you make him Magic Affinity, which makes him weak against the final stage for the boss. I don't know, it's going to help you get to stage 20. It's not going to help you beat stage 20 versus a bunch of other epics out there, and even some rares. I'd say the rare demons. What's the champion's name? Fellhound. Fellhound does the same job but better, in my opinion. Basically, he's got the same kit, but it's better. Defense based, easier to keep alive, and not magic affinity. I mean, I actually, for a guide, normally what I do in a guide is walk through all of the different dungeons. I honestly can't see where else his kit would work and be useful. I can't see anywhere past Fire Knight for his kit. So for me, yeah, he's a freebie, good. But I think he's going to live in most people's vaults. I honestly, I can't see where else I'd run him. So guys, we can see he's useful here. He's dropped some turn meter. He's put decreased speed on. Leave me a comment below. Anyone already using him? Anyone got him already? Anyone actually excited to get him in sort of 4 or 5 days because they think it's going to make a big difference to their account? I'd love to see that in comments below. But for me, I built him well, and he still feels pretty weak. And he's definitely not got those multipliers that makes him worthwhile sort of throwing into a high damage build. We'll see this through to the end. I'd like to just see what sort of damage he does compared to some of these other guys here. Obviously, we're comparing him with legendaries. It doesn't really matter. I compare other epics with legendaries all the time in videos, and they seem to perform well enough. Feels like this guy's just been left out a little bit in terms of, you know, a real kind of juicy amount of damage versus utility. It's just not enough about him that makes him excite me. So we come in, it's a juicy old 6 minutes, not like it's a quick run here, but doesn't really matter. I just wanted to see what he would do. So he's done a 350. He's done more than Lysandra, half of Nephril, and nowhere near the damage dealers, which we would expect. Yeah, don't know, guys. What do you think? That's been my first look at Lordly Legionary. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you all soon.